What up, what up, what up? It's Big Chonis. How's everybody doing tonight? Quick update here on this bear break price action. Let's get into it. State of the Union address. Going live here on this bearish break of Bitcoin. And we're watching to see if this is a real break here. Are we really going to begin to retest our lower lows, our double bottom area here? Or are we going to find a support area? And buyers feeling that, okay, now this is the time to basically enter our market here. And as we basically see what's going on here, we are trying to look for the volume profile here, which has been quite bearish in this nasty 15-minute candle here, which we have about a minute left to close up on it. And a lot of Bitcoin was just dumped in this candle here, as we're about an hour and a half into our current price action, our current day of Bitcoin here. Remember, tips are always appreciated here. We are watching this price action here, the bearish break, and we're seeing all these breaks of our Litecoin, which was bullishly diverging from Bitcoin, hitting certain stop losses here. Ethereum, okay, once again flirting with that century mark, that $100 mark there, okay, holding it ever so slightly once again, but so close to breaking it. Listen, we know what's going to happen when Ethereum breaks the 100 mark and can't regain it here. Bitcoin, we've been seeing this ranging price action. We had this little pump, okay, as we started this new day here of price action that gave us this interesting little candle here. Let's zoom on in real tight here because we're still so early into this day here. And are you telling me that yesterday's price action, a little bit of a bullish engulfing with on a higher volume profile, is just some big fake out, and today's price action just super bearish here, as we're just an hour and a half into our price action, into our daily candle here, and we're breaking through all this support range we've been able to hit over the past couple days here? We have this line here that we have found support and a lower support. And if we break bearishly 3250s, remember, we didn't spend a lot of time in this area when the bearish break happened in the price action of Bitcoin. Okay, after the failure to hold the $3,500 area, we have now become lower to the point where another double tap retest of anything above our lows of 31.30 to our closing candle support around 31.90. Okay, we're not that far off it. We're now like 6% above that current price action here. How is this lower high but higher low going to induce that buying pressure if we're so close once again to the area which we found this very nice bounce action here? Looking at our fib entire retrace, okay, we are still trying to hold the overall 78.6 retrace here. Wick. Once again, this day's price action, only an hour and a half into this candle here. Okay, we wick below it one more time. We're trying to hold the 786, and I don't know if it's going to hold this time. I don't know if it's going to hold this time. We're so early into this day. Okay, our volume is getting a little tight quicker into this, super early into this candle here, and this past week of slowly ranging higher, of slowly putting in slightly of a higher low profile with just this anemic bottom, anemic volume, and super low. Our RSI still can't get out of the 40s, okay, on our daily. Okay, we were getting to a 40, 41, and now we've just come back again. And every time we bounce off this line here, we keep seeing this lower high price action continue, as we are still continuing to see this low RSI weakening bull consistency in our price action continuing here. Our stochastic yesterday was bearish yesterday. It's still bearish today because we found this double topping area here, rejection of a lower high on our stoch. Our OBV, we were talking about it, we're trying to get back up to our zero line and unable to do so still. our CMF, our chalk and money flow, which had been ranging higher, had been giving us a sense that maybe we were putting in some sort of a bullish momentum into our price action here, okay? Pulling back in this mode here, and we're trying to see if we can get any kind of a sense that this can revert to the mean. Even though we've been above our zero line in our CMF in the past, doesn't necessarily mean bullish, but getting above to the twos can be. That's why this rejection here currently is notable, because it corresponds with our previous area here of notable consistent rejection on our daily chart. Now, I put a video out earlier in the eve which had a TD count. Let's go back to that. And on the 2-day, we're still in this bleeding combo 13, okay, which is supposed to signal some sort of exhaustion of bearish price action. We're on a confirmed 9, okay, on our 3-day. It's kind of perfected. We did put in a lower closing low, okay. It was our lowest closing low candle. Wasn't the kind of deep volume upper lower wick 9 we wanted to see, okay, but still, now that we broke so easily through the past couple 3 days, this is a week and a half of price action here, we just broke right through it so easily, okay. There's no buy support here, and our Litecoin, the coin that was kind of showing this bullish divergence, we're still ranging in this higher lows, okay. But this fade out, and the lack of volume. Look at our volume profile here. Again, we're not getting that follow through. Yes, there is a halvening in August of Litecoin, okay. That is a notable story. We have 6 months. We have so much time between that area and what we have in price action now, okay. I want to watch for this bullish divergence to continue in Litecoin, but it's waning as we speak. Ethereum, do not break that $100 mark, because if we do that, and once again, we are also on a 9 on our daily, okay, just as we easily broke through 100 to Litecoin and went to 50, super easy. The 50 area of Litecoin, of Ethereum, could definitely be in play with this second break of $100. Okay, remember, on higher time frames, we can go higher. Our weekly says we have running room bearishly. Our weekly in our Bitcoin price action, we're only on a 4. And of course, our monthly, we're still on a 7, which still suggests that February's price action is still too early to call. Remember, how is it possible that on the 5th day, going into the 6th day of the month here, okay, we have barely any price action in this month comparable to the past several months of price action. This action is just beginning, okay? Who's in the chat room tonight? Again, this is an unprecedented second attempt, second show here of Bitcoin Chonis here. Big Chonis, Peter, Faraj, Pat Can, Owen J, Decca, MC, Tariq, Harish, Muhammad, Peter, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining me tonight. State of the Union. We got about 25 minutes till it's the State of the Union here, but I want to come in with some quick Bitcoin price action because we were getting comfortable being above 3,400, looking to target that 3,500 resistance area here. And we started our day with a little bit of a nice little pump, and then we've just faded out to this decent volume dump here. Look at our hour chart. We still have 23 minutes left to go in it. And this is not a good way to start the day here, okay? This wick is going to be important, okay? Again, the 4 hour, as we start this candle here, this is breaking through. This broke through so many stop losses. I had some longs in. I'll admit, I had some longs in. All my stops just got taken out here. They were kind of conservative too. So this break is notable. If this is going to just flush us out, flush the longs out, and then pump higher, listen, more power to you. But for now, this is a very bearish break and a continuation of this stair step, okay, of sequence here. Our Ichimoku, we were seeing this continued resistance here. Oh, I'm making TradingView do too much here at once. Compute. Come on, TradingView, you can do it. Come on. There we go. Up, up. Okay, look at this Tenkan-sen resistance on the 4 hour. Look at this Tenkan-sen resistance on the 6 hour. Okay, look at this. It's so brutal, Bitcoin. You break out, you break above Tenkan-sen resistance on the 6 hour, on this gorgeous 6 hour candle. Okay, and then you just collapse us right here. How rude. Okay, now we had been watching our longs and our shorts, and listen, our longs were still too high. I mean, not that they were too high, but that they were still above 30K Bitcoin leverage long. Okay, they would have been paid off nicely, continuously with a bullish move in Bitcoin. Shorts are still kind of low here and have running room, even though they sold off in this move here. Okay, so shorts are liquidating in this move, longs are liquidating in this move. What the heck does this mean? It means that there's still in this move so far no direction. We're still basically in the same freaking area of support that we've been in. Okay, and until we break 3333, okay, double Larry Bird, then we're going to potentially retest our double bottom here. And I've brought this up in many shows before about our descending triangle. I'm not going to draw it again. Double bottoms produce minimal bounces, lower bounces. Maybe we can bounce up to hit our EMA resistance, EMA 12, 3451, EMA 26, a little before 3550 and falling. And our volume profile, there's no buyers in this freaking market. What did this little move here do to our volume? Oh, look at that. So we were expecting, yes, there it is. Okay, let's go here. So let's go to the 1 hour, I guess. So this is BitMEX historic volatility. Actually, I guess the daily is really what I got to show. Okay, we talked about how we were so close to an area where we were expecting a volatile increase in our price action. Doesn't mean bullish, doesn't mean bearish, but just means volume coming in. So far in this move here, okay, we are in a bearish sense here. Okay, look where it's hitting, EMA 12 resistance, daily chart here. Okay, but we were expecting the volatility incoming because of how low we were retesting our volatility index indicator here. Quick scan here. Yeah, Litecoin just took a big hit there. ETH still holding that 100. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, double bottoms on a bear market in this tightness of range with low volume. They're not the most encouraging things to get us the sense that, we are trend changing in any way. Yes, all my notifications are sounding fierce here. Whoops. I don't want to do that. EMA. Here's our bleeding 2-day TD. Here's our extended bleeding 9 in our 3-day. And yeah, let's bring up our Bollingers here. And listen, this is the trader's note here, okay? I had some stop losses in. They all got executed, okay, at quite a bit more than where we are currently in our price action here, okay? That's why it's so important in this market, if you're in a long or if you're in a short, you got to keep a stop loss in. You go to the bathroom, you make a tuna fish sandwich, you run an errand, and all of a sudden you have a dramatic move in the volatility of price action. And listen, these are times here where we've seen where when Bitcoin can break down, it break down much more than the market is expecting here. So stop losses are super important. I hope you guys have them in. Listen, this bullish trade here, okay, turned out to be, okay, waiting for a better entry. Potentially this is a better entry, okay? This higher low, okay, 33.38. Now our current low 33.50. So by, $12, we're putting in a higher low in our price action here. But is this like, oh, now we're going to re-range back up to $3,500? because some mysterious bull volume is going to enter in right now, with our shorts being so low and our longs being still waiting to cash in. Everything continues to just have this bearish note here. So it's why you got to continue to have these higher time frames. And that's why even the up to the weekly is kind of where I'm focused still, because in a bear market, in this bear market, the weekly time frames, okay, the triples, talking about the MA50, 100, 200. What do we know? We know that we found a very nice bounce on our MA200. Okay, we found a very nice bounce on our MA200, and we are right there once again. How close are we? How close are we? Still haven't touched it yet. MA200 is at 3339, and we're still $20 higher on our wick. Yeah. So listen, MA200, okay, it's in play. It's totally in play, because we are seeing that we have this area to once again retest. And that is going to be something that, because we are here so close, it's in play. Our monthly MA50, 3,000 to 3140 going into March. Okay, haven't touched it yet. MA50 on the monthly is a major high-term EOA. Crypto Supply Company, thank you very much for your kind donation. Remember, tips are always appreciated here on Bitcoin Chonis. Oh, got a little too low there. On Chonis Trading Live here, just coming in with some interesting price action on Bitcoin. I did a show earlier in the evening. Did a quick update here on Twitter. And now I'm going live once again because we have some, finally, a little bit of volatility in our price action of Bitcoin here. We're just kind of seeing, what we have going on here, because is this the break we're waiting for? And listen, I had some longs, okay, and I was basically stopped out of them on this move. And listen, I'm fine with that, okay. I had stop losses based on critical areas that I wanted to see hold, okay. I got stopped out. I'm fine. I was in profit in a couple trades, okay. I was willing to take a little bit of that profit off the table to see if it was going to get another one of those wicks, okay. But this, I don't like this price action, because Bitcoin is just continuing to be bearish as we start our month of February. There is nothing in last month's closing candle, in January's closing candle, that gave us a sense that we have had some kind of a bottoming here. We closed towards the lower range of our wick. We had a lower price action here, okay. We're so close to our bear crosses on our EMAs, on higher time frame EMAs. Okay, all these things are beginning to play out potentially on these areas here, and we're just so close to getting to retest and touch and see truly how strong these areas of resistance turn support maybe are. Market's been playing with us, okay? The market's been playing with us past couple weeks here, okay? Oh, a little quick bullishness here, a little spike in volume, no follow through, okay? We're seeing alts, BNB, BTT, okay? Tron, okay? Oh, look at, they're running, okay? They're running. Okay, the market's looking into it now, and Bitcoin's been ranging, and Bitcoin continues to range. Even if it's bearish, you still have that money flowing into alts with specific stories, whether it's mainframe adoptions or some Amazon, IBM, Apple news, or airdrops, or halvenings, or forks, where a news-driven event creates a specific pump in the market. Now, BNB has its own story. BitTorrent, okay, has its own story. Check it out. BTT. Okay, this is an example of where a FOMO coin movement can wick into a frenzy, and where a day to 2 days to 3 days of price action can give us a 200% increase out of nowhere, out of a Justin Sung pump. Okay, as we were retracing here below the 38. Okay, so maybe just a conservative 21 area Satoshi golden pocket ratio coinciding with our MA 100. Okay, breaking through our MA 50 on our 1 hour. Again, very tight frame here, but look at our volume profile here. The pump is slowly losing that momentum here. But listen, this is a Justin Sung pump. Okay, doesn't mean this thing is over. We know what he can do with Tron. Okay, let's look at historical supports here. I'd be interested getting down to 21 versus right here. And remember, even this super low Satoshi range, okay, this is like percentages of percentages of percentages of a US dollar, of a US penny here. That's how low we're talking. So, you know, $100 investment in this thing is like hundreds of thousands of Satoshi worth of BitTorrent. So just be careful with this in terms of perspective here. Okay, these are one of those things where if you think it's cheap from a relative standpoint, there's a lot of this coin out there, and a very thin market here. And it's only on Binance right now. Okay, so back to Bitcoin here. Okay, we're watching, yeah, Bagonis. We're watching this continuation here of no buying, very limited buying into this candle. 10 minutes to go before 9 p.m. on the East Coast, before the State of the Union. Okay, here, a little better here. And we're watching to see if we can get any volume coming into this thing here. Okay, right now we're just not seeing that continuation in this days of ranging here in this bearish pennant. I mean, this has always been a bearish pennant in a wider bearish flag. I mean, how has this not been the case? We're trying to elude ourselves that maybe this one's going to buck the trend, right? This bear flag is going to be slightly different here. Okay, there's nothing different about it here. And if this is a true bear flag, and if we're going to go flagpole to flagpole from our break, I have to adjust lower. Puts us, oh, look at that. Look at that. Exactly in a double bottom low area, okay, of our retest here, of our crypto supply, you're awesome. You know, of a double bottom here. And what kind of a bounce are we really expecting in this 3150 range here? Okay, if we think we can get, we saw what happened last time, and now we're going to give all that back. Okay, this 30% move in Bitcoin. Okay, so be very wary here. When Bitcoin dumps, your altcoins are dumping with it. Okay, if your altcoins are rising with it, they're at least counter trending the tide. They're swimming against the bearish tide of Bitcoin, but still, it's not like they're apt to hold that. GBTC, this is another thing I keep watching here. This is the stock. This is the over-the-counter OTC stock that you can trade. It does trade at a very slight premium still to Bitcoin here. And we've closed below the $4 mark. This was interesting because this can sometimes be a leading indicator for what we're watching here in our volume movements here. And this is just continuation of a more bearish chart in the price action of Bitcoin here. We still have our gaps open in our BTC CME futures. Okay, on our 4 hour, we had a new one actually open up. I did this earlier. Yeah, there it is. 3420. Oh, did we wick it? Hold on. Hold on. Stop the press. Did we clear it? Oh, baby. Oh, I love it. See, guys, this is a great example as to why gaps in the chart especially on the 4-hour. Okay, the CME futures runs not at the exact price as the spot price of Bitcoin. It's a little bit lower, it's a little bit higher, but we see that we were able to wick up. And let me draw a horizontal here where we opened and closed. So we did close this gap near term at 3,420 or 3,420. Okay, so that's good. Close that near term gap. That means on the 4-hour, there is still but one gap open up here up here at 4,339. Okay, so like $1,000 more than where we are on the current price of Bitcoin. And on the 1-hour, there is a gap. Let's see. Actually, now that we've had some more price action here, do we have any new gaps in the 1-hour? Because we know we have one in the 3130s. Looks clean. Looks clean. Looks clean. Crap. Yeah, we actually have a gap here on our 1-hour. So our 4-hour no gap, our 1-hour gap, boom, up to 3,424. So what does this mean? The 4-hour gaps for me are more notable, okay? But it is interesting that we were able to close our near-term gap, especially on that 4-hour wick on our Bitcoin CME futures. Something to keep an eye on. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Listen, 3,500s, we were there for a couple weeks. 3,400s, we were there for a week. Okay, this is notable bear volume coming in right now in this price action of Bitcoin. And what are we watching for now? Continuation that's not coming in. Litecoin, which did a great, gorgeous inverse head and shoulders, is now doing some sort of a regular head and shoulders here with a completed shoulder pattern, although this shoulder is a little tenuous here. If we're going to start our next bearish trend move in Bitcoin's price action, it's going to happen like this week. Okay, we've been very tight the past 3 days in the price action of Bitcoin, and it just feels like we're about to re-enter the volatility zone that seems to be increasing into this move here. Bitcoin. God, look how brutal that close above MA 50 is meaningless on the 4-hour. 4-hour MA 200 still way up there. Still above on the monthly. Still above on the weekly. 3326 puts us right at the MA 200. Remember, not all exchanges are the same. Coinbase, BitMEX, Bitfinex. There's still this deviation in our price because one is USD, one is USDT. But this is notable bear volume. This was a bearish dump here. Our 4-hour, how much of this is going to get bought up? I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful. Our hourly candle is going to close in 3 minutes. This show's going to close in 3 minutes. But listen, many days here. We started the month of February putting in higher lows, and right now, as we start February 5th, a couple hours into our price action, another bullish little pop here, suck in some longs, and then just annihilate the price, clear us completely out of our our longs here. And once again, this volume is notable. Even though we're super early into our day, to have this kind of a volume candle 2 hours into our daily chart is very notable. Is there anything else I can talk about here? Yes. What is our longs and shorts spread still shows longs still a little too over leveraged than our shorts are. Okay, shorts have running room to rise, longs have running room to fall. Okay, and any big money, it just continuously getting sold off into these spikes here is saying, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to stay on the sidelines. Okay, keep an eye on the resistance here. There's so many indicators on a slightly higher time frames that are suggesting slight bullishness. Our MACD was crossing here. We actually closed across with our cross and with our histogram. This is just some crazy fake out where we do one bar of a bullish histogram and then super engage some bearish price action. Even though this higher low persists, nothing over this move here has suggested anything but retesting our lower trend line of support. And that puts us, if we were here and we were here, again, there's very limited price action right to about 32.50, and then we're just a straight double bottom. Okay, and listen, don't even get me started on what happens if we break 3K, because we have so limited price history in our sub 3K area. If you thought our price action between 3K and 4,200 was interesting because of the very limited history we had in it back in August and September of 2017, wait till we break 3K and we have a similar, retrospective price action in that area between that, 3K to 2,500 and our VPVR. As we analyze this area here, okay, historic price action support, historic VPVR support starts at around $2,800 and goes all the way as low as $2,000 before a very wide open window all the way till $1,200-$1,300 in the price action of Bitcoin. Okay, so a very important moment here in the next couple of days of price action of Bitcoin. Okay, we're still very early in this monthly candle to put in a low and then build off of that in our price action. But what's going to induce that catalyst of bull volume like it did the last time? Well, the last time that catalyst that brought in that bull volume was the major bear break, right? The major bear break in the price action of Bitcoin. So now, are we going to have to wait to see if we can get that bear break in the price action of Bitcoin to induce some sort of notable, meaningful bounce? Because for right now, that's the only thing we're kind of hoping on, other than the fact that a double bottoming area of Bitcoin's price action continues to become more and more in play. And that's what we're seeing here. We are seeing lower highs, lower lows. We're seeing our RSI a week 38. Okay. Yes, this is a falling wedge, but we have room to fall. We have room to fall, and there's no retail. There's no retail in the market. They're wrecked or they're waiting for lower Bitcoin. Okay. There's still very little because we've given back so much. Because we've given back 78%. Listen, these Fibonacci areas and ranges don't happen in a vacuum. Okay, we're talking about the 78.6 retracement. Let's say you caught the bottom, but you never sold above 4K. Then you've really only given back so much of that gain, as we're still hovering around the 78.6 retrace area. So I leave you now. Guys, be safe out there. Okay, we've had a nice sideways price action of Bitcoin that has allowed specific altcoins to move, okay, and to make us some money. But for now, Bitcoin will continue to run the show. Watch this volatility. This thing can cripple this market here. Volume is low. Retail volume is low. Manipulation is high. Shorts are low. Longs are high. This is a clear setup for lower price action. There's nothing until we get some news, some bullish FUD, not some bearish FUD. Okay, if one guy can die in India and he has the key, he's got the password to $100+ million of cryptocurrency locked up, customers, consumers, crypto, this is one of those FUD issues. This is Mount Gox-ish, because it's one of those things where how can one exchange allow one person to have the entire keychain, the combination to the vault? And this is not good news, and this is bearish news to Bitcoin, and this adds more FUD. I don't care if you're a US exchange, a Canadian exchange, okay, an Asian exchange. Be safe out there. Hard wallets, okay, or higher volume trusted exchanges are where you should keep your crypto right now, okay? This is a very stressful moment here, and we're just going to keep an eye on the price action, because anything can happen in this low volume, highly manipulative environment. Until next time, it's Big Chonis looking out for you. Give me a thumbs up. A little impromptu live show here, but we had finally some interesting price action to Bitcoin, so I want to come to you guys. Remember to follow me on Twitter. Remember to follow me on YouTube. Tell your friends. I'm still offering my one-on-one mentoring. Please reach out to me on Twitter DM or email me bigchonis@gmail.com. Until next time, talk to you soon.